Hello, YouTube. How are you doing? It's me, Miss J, and here I am once again in the lovely Champagne Dreams Productions branch office. Oh, how's it going? How's your night going? How's your Monday? How's the start to your week? I always feel a little bit assaulted by the coming of the week. I never feel like the weekend is long enough. I never get as much done as I would like to, and so that's my typical. I just thought I would pop on for a little impromptu live. We had John's live tonight. She goes lives on Mondays. And we were done pretty quickly. We were done a little earlier than we typically are. So I was like, you know what? Um, I'm still in the office. Hello, Mama Champagne. And so I thought I would come on and talk about a new brand that I'm trying out that I got my order today, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. Hello, Grace. How's it going? And so I thought I would put this out there to see if anybody else has tried Vani Cosmetics. I think it's Vani. It's Vani. Vani Cosmetics, but they do pressed glitters, which I know. Pressed glitters are sometimes sketchy to begin with, but all of the pressed glitters in their ads look super beautiful. The base looks like it's really well done. I don't know how I feel. So basically, I was looking at their site, and again, this is another one of those things where if you show me an ad on Instagram enough times, my dumbass will buy it. And so I kept seeing these press glitters, and the swatches are so thick and beautiful and gorgeous. And so I was like, let's try it out. So I went to the site, and they had a couple of the like palettes. So they had palettes that had the little pans all together. It was like 20 pan palettes or whatever. Well, the colors, all the ones that I saw, I didn't really love the colors. And then I saw there was this bundle of 20 singles. It was 20 single pan pressed glitters. Now, I guess I didn't look close enough. And it does say something in the title about these are like a bundle of discontinued singles. So that might explain part of this, although it doesn't give you any kind of warning on the website. Because when I got it, first of all, four of the colors are missing. So there are 20 pressed glitters, but there are four that are on the list of what's supposed to be there that are not there. And then there are four different shades that are there in their place. Now, of course, when you're getting a bundle of 20, you would think, well, there's a lot there. But of course, three out of the four are like primarily the three that I was most excited about. There was two shades of green. So of course, both of the green shades are missing. And there was this bright like neon yellow. So I was like super excited. Those three shades are three of the four that are missing. And so then there's the shades that are put in their place are okay, but they're not great. And then the other thing is that so a lot of the palettes that I saw were like pre-made palettes. Now they might have just been pre-made with singles and then put into a branded palette or whatever. But the one that I was looking at, the one that I ordered, hey Gatie's Toys, hello Andrew. So the one that I was looking at, all of the promo images just show single pans, like the pan itself. So like if you're looking at like with this, these are some Davina shades. So that it just showed the single pan, not in anything. It was just a single pan of the glitter. And they had a little promo video, and I think the promo video was for the brand, not for this product in particular, because there were some like chunky glitters that were definitely not part of this thing or whatever. And all of them, they showed like individual pans in cardboard sleeves or an individual pan that somebody was holding, or they showed them in like a branded magnetic palette. This is what I got. So what I got when I opened it was 20 glitters that are each in a little plastic compact. So this, and there was nothing on the page that ever showed any of them in a compact. And I checked with my little depotter tool, they are all glued into these compacts. So they are not able to be removed and put into like a compact of my own because I've got some empty magnetic palettes that I could have used. So all 20 of the shades that came. Hello, Joe. How's it going? So all 20 of the shades that I got are all in these individual plastic containers, which is such a waste of plastic because listen, little individual eyeshadows and individual glitters like this, when they're in individual little compacts like this, they go into my collection to die. I forget about them all. I can barely be like bothered to remember to pull out like my palettes of single shadows. And so I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. There were also two of the shades that are like purple shades that look completely different from the example photo. So I sent them an email and I said, here's what's going on. Look, I was like, here's what's happening. I was like, I ordered this bundle and I gave them the link and I said, these are the shades that are missing. And I gave them the list of the four. I was like, these are the ones that came instead. And I was like, and then these two shades, there's two of these purple ones, and I forget which two it is. I think it's this one. I think this is one, this fantasy. Yeah, I think it's fantasy and parallel universe. So like this one, you can see is very pinky purple. So it was two purple shades, which was weird. But basically, yeah, parallel universe. And like this one is supposed to be almost like a lilac, but the two that are on the picture are much more of like a blue toned purple, which I like better. And so that's pretty girl. That's much more of like an orchidy pinky purple. And then the other one was supposed to be a really deep purple. And then I forget, I'll have to look at it. I'm going to do a comparison of them. But this one is a little bit closer. And some of these are so hard to open. Another reason why I hate these little plastic compacts. Some of them just don't want to open. Um, so here you can see this is much lighter. And so this is more of a blue-based purple, but the one in the picture was much deeper. And so like this one doesn't look like it either. So I focus on that. There we go. So I don't know how to feel. So I wrote to them and I told them all of this. I wrote to them this morning. So this came in at like 10:45. So I just emailed them right away and emailed them about the two purple shades that looked different and then the ones that were missing. And I basically had told them, I was like, here's the deal is like, I understand it says that they're discontinued or whatever, but it doesn't say anything. Hey, Dion, how's it going? There was nothing on the listing that said anything about like because these are discontinued, we may swap out colors if something's not available. This may or may not represent what you're actually getting. And so this is one of the new ones that I got, I believe. And so I got this kind of gunmetal kind of shadow. There was nothing that indicated that they were going to swap shades out. There was nothing that indicated they were going to come in these awful little compacts. So now there's like 20 of these individual compacts. So now I just have all of these. So where I could have had them all in one palette, now I've got them, and there's no green. So now there's literally no green because the two green shades that I was drawn to this collection in the first place. That's why I picked this one over the other ones. Because otherwise I would have just bought one that was like in a palette that was like these other colors. But they were all very like neutral. And so to have like three of the most colorful shades and of both of the green shades be the ones. The other one that was missing was like a brown. So like a brown glitter, like I could be okay without that one, right? Like I don't do a lot of bronzy brown kind of looks and certainly not with glitter. Like I love a bronzy brown shimmer shadow and I love a bronzy like metallic, but a brown glitter, I just don't know. I don't know about it. Um so this is the closest to a green that I got in that whole collection. And this is the shade Skyfall, and it's this kind of turquoisey blue, but that's the closest. Hey, Janet, how's it going? And I think I said hi to Joe. Joe, did I say hi to you? I meant to. Um, in my brain, I think I did. Sometimes the things in my brain don't happen in the world, and so if I didn't, hello to you. But I think I did. And so there's some other pretty colors, and like there is one color that I am really excited was like added, two of them. So of the four shades that I got, this is one of them, and this is ridiculous. I mean, I love hooker pink. And this to me, if you ask me like what is hooker pink, this to me is hooker pink. Now, I usually like this for lipstick, but I'll take it in a glitter. And then this is one of the ones that they swapped in as well. And I do kind of like this. I think this is a fun. This is one of those like duochromy. It's got a white base, but then it's got that kind of like orangey red flash to it. So I emailed them this morning. As of now, before I walked over here to the filming table, I hadn't gotten a response yet. So we'll see. I don't know what their hours are like, but we'll see how the response is. But let's watch one of these just to see if it is as good as it looks. Because if you've seen the commercials for Vani Cosmetics, they look really good. Let's do this outer space one. So this looks like it's kind of a gunmetal or a black charcoal gray, but it's got like maybe a holographic-y kind of, ooh, very, very flaky, but ooh, yeah. So that's what's nice about these is that they do have a nice strong base on them. And of course, I always swatch in a place that then is like impossible to show the camera. It's not looking very glittery. Now, I don't know, under these lights, this looks almost like it's turning into like a solid metallic. So like for a glitter, it's a really tightly packed glitter, but I'm not sure that I'm getting, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Um, maybe so this was a dark shade. We'll pick a lighter shade. We'll do like a medium shade. I don't I feel like when I look at it in the pan, I see some more kind of reflex, but I feel like they're not coming through. Like am I crazy? Am I not seeing some like some orangey kind of, I know this camera is the worst of the worst. It refuses to focus. Just focus. There we go. Yeah, Dion, it is frustrating. And especially, and I tried to tell them, I was like, I know that these things happen, but like those three shades, the two greens and that yellow, were like, I probably wouldn't have bought these without those shades. I would have bought one of the other palettes, and especially because this was loose, so I was like, well, maybe they'll send a palette. If they don't, I've got my own palettes. Yeah, Jana, I thought a little bit of a copper shift. I don't know. These lights, I'm struggling with this setup, y'all. Like these bag lights, I love them, but they frustrate me. So let's try one of the golds. I have 50,000 gold shades. That's the other thing. There's so many different kinds of gold in here. And the trouble with glitter is that I wiped it off, but then I've also still got little speckles of glitter. So this is the shade Eclipse, and this looks like a light gold. We go a little more. Ooh, these do have a nice, like, solid base to them. So I feel like unlike other pressed glitters where it just becomes like a mess of loose glitters, this looks like a solid application. And so I do like that. This has a nice, interesting, it almost looks like a silver gold mix. Like it looks very gold in the pan, but then as I look at it, the way the light hits it differently, it's got like a deeper gold and it makes the light gold look almost silver. I kind of like that. Okay, let's pick something maybe colorful. Let's do this one. So this one is whimsical. This is kind of a blue purple with like a teal green sort of shift to it. So let's put a little bit of that. Mama Champagne, have you watched Welcome to Dairy episode 4 yet? Um, I don't know if anybody is watching Welcome to Dairy here. If there's anybody watching Welcome to Dairy, I'm trying so hard to like it, and it's making it very difficult. Some of the choices that they're making, I'm like, what? I and this one, like episode 4, I was like, it's kind of boring, but it's not bad. But then we got to the end of the episode, and I was like, oh no, it's also bad. It's also bad. So I'm trying really hard. So there's that purple. See, that's pretty. It's a little bit like when you don't catch the shine of it, you can see that like the pigmentation on that one is maybe a little of the base is a little bit patchy, but that's because hey Alex, how's it going? Um, yeah, so it's a little bit, but it does have that beautiful then green turquoise flash, so I like that. I just don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about it. And my theory, my like cynical theory about this whole thing is that because I heard that they got which Skarsgård is it that plays Pennywise? Is it Bill Skarsgård? Alex Skarsgård, whichever Skarsgård. I think they got him to play Pennywise, but I bet he's fucking expensive, and I bet they have to pay him per episode. So my theory is we're not going to see Pennywise, the real like him as Pennywise, until episode 8. I think it's an 8 episode season, and I think we're not going to see him. Maybe episode 7. We're on episode 4 yet, and we've had like clowns in the shadows, and we had this like female version of Pennywise at this circus, but I was like, I bet we're not going to see Pennywise until the last episode, maybe the episode before. Hey Don, how's it going? And so I don't know. I'm frustrated with Welcome to Dairy. I am still planning to do a fun look with the Welcome to Dairy palette. Um, yeah, I'm trying to like it. I really am. Like I'm going into it trying to like it, but every week I'm just like that first week with that weird mutant baby flying thing. Oh, I was just like, "What?" It was so weird. I just am not loving it the way that I wish that I was. So this is Vani Cosmetics. I'm sure I will talk more about it when I hear back from them, if I hear back from them about the customer service experience. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice thick. This is like a fun, this is the shade Dark Matter. And this is kind of like a silver, but with a green blue iridescent-y. It's almost holographic. It might do the whole rainbow. That's really pretty. So I am liking this. I do want to play with these. I think what I'm going to do, since I've got all these, I think I'm going to do, I don't know if I'll do it in a live stream or if I'll actually film like a Get Ratchet with me, but I think I'm going to, because I have all those fabulous products that Janet sent me from Mandy Makeup. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll do something with that Mandy makeup palette, do like a look, and then I can use a little bit of this glitter, like maybe use a glitter on the eye look, and then I have a couple of the highlighters. And so I can do a highlighter and maybe tap a little bit of glitter into the highlighter. And then I'll maybe try one of these. I'll put on one of the lipsticks and then I'll put like glitter over the lipstick. So it'll be kind of a mixture of those two brands for the look. Because I think that could be interesting to kind of see how they compare. But we'll wait and see what kind of response we get from Vani Cosmetics. I don't know. I mean, I hope they, if nothing else, I hope they can be like, let me send you those two green shades. But if they weren't in there, they're probably out of them because since it's a discontinued bundle. So I don't know if they have green replacement shades. I don't know if there's new green shades that they can send. I don't know. That's the thing is like when places give you like a partial discount or something, I just want this is gonna sound so like first world problems. Like I understand how dumb this sounds or whatever, but like I just want what I want. And I was talking about this with Angie today because we were talking about like when you place a Walmart order, you have to remember to go in because you can elect your substitution preferences. And some of these drivers, when they're like picking things to like replace, are unhinged. And I just want what I want. I just want what I want. So like when I place an order, because one thing that will happen, and this happened to me one time, and it only happened with one, and I was lucky, because usually what happens is that at the beginning of the month, so I get paid once a month. So like I get paid right at the end of the month. And so usually right around that time is my big like bill paying day. Like I pay out all the bills, like pretty much everything. I've got it set so that the date is right around the first of the month. So then I just pay all the bills, I pay my rent, send my rent check off, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of times what I'll do for my office here is I will place a Walmart order and I'll get a big Walmart order with a bunch of, because I have a little fridge, because I am not a coffee drinker, but I still need caffeine to get me through the day. So I have a lot of like Pepsi Zero, Mountain Dew Zero. I only like zero sugar soda. Like I just I've had zero sugar soda for so long that like regular sugar soda, every once in a while I'll buy one. If like Mountain Dew, I like to try all the weird Mountain Dew flavors. And so sometimes if Mountain Dew has a flavor that isn't in zero, I will check it out or whatever. But I buy zero sugar soda. So sometimes the substitutions, they'll be like, oh, we don't have Pepsi Zero. Let's give you Pepsi. And it's like, no, that's not what I want. So like I just turn off the substitution preferences because I'm like, I just want what I want. If I can't get what I want, then I would rather get nothing. And I'll just pick up something else somewhere else. Rather than like, oh, we didn't have Pepsi Zero. We thought that you would like Nestea. Like, no, I wouldn't. I just want what I want. So that's kind of how I feel about this is like, I mean, I guess if they give me like a discount off of this because it was messed up, that's a gesture, but I would rather if they have a replacement to send it out. Like I would want the thing that I want. I haven't tried the creamy vanilla Coke yet. I'm very excited to try that. I think I saw I was in a gas station and they had a 20 ounce and they only had the regular, but I think I saw somewhere that the creamy vanilla is going to come out in zero. So I'm definitely going to check that out. I kind of like the orange vanilla cream, orange cream, whatever that one is. I know Mama Champagne didn't like that one very much. She liked it better back when they had the orange vanilla Coke, and now it's like orange cream. I don't mind the orange cream. I kind of liked it. Um, should at least let me know. Loves Mandy makeup. Okay, good. Um, is Pepsi okay? Has anyone heard from her? I love Pepsi. Can I tell you, it's so funny because every time I go to a restaurant that serves Pepsi products instead of Coke products, which doesn't happen a lot, but every once in a while you'll find a restaurant and they serve Pepsi instead of Coke. And I have just gotten so used to because most of the most of the restaurants just do Coke. They just do. And so I always ask for a Diet Coke because I've just gotten used to it. And anytime I go to a restaurant where they do Pepsi instead of Coke, they're always so apologetic. But they're like, we actually have Pepsi products. Is that okay? And I'm like, that's actually better. I actually prefer Diet Pepsi to Diet Coke. Diet Coke is ditch water. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to all of you. I'm so sorry to have to say this to you. I'm so sorry to have to break it to you. Coke Zero is delicious. I like that. If I had to rank the like just plain without any of the flavors kind of muddy the waters a little bit. But if we had a hierarchy of like the zero sugar, it's clearly Pepsi Zero, Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke. Diet Coke is ditch water. I can stand it if it's like a fountain. There's something different about the fountain. So I definitely, oh, but yeah, they're always so apologetic, like I'm going to like scream at them, and I'm like, that's actually better, so thank you. It is in zero. Oh, Janet, I'll have to keep an eye out for that because I'm very excited to try that. I really liked I'm sad that it's no longer being produced, it seems, but this summer that Mountain Dew that tasted like a bomb pop, shut the front door. That was so good. It's so good. Pretty girls. Once we go. Oh, oh, just rewatch it. Are we talking about Wicked? It sounds like people are talking about Wicked. Only saw it once. Is that what you rewatched, Joe? Did I miss something further up? I'm yeah, this new big show. Oh, okay. Oh, Andrew's watching the first Wicked now for a refresher. Yes. I am so excited. I think when Mama Champagne is here, we're probably going to go to For Good over the Thanksgiving weekend. Very excited for that. Yes, love it. Yeah, actual cocaine, Coke Classic, Coke Zero. What was the one with was it Pepsi Clear, Clear Pepsi, Crystal Pepsi. I was one of the freaks who liked Crystal Pepsi. I wish that would come back. I used to love. We would go down to. There was this family. He used to be our shop teacher, and his family like opened a hot stuff pizza restaurant in this building that was attached to like the old hotel in our town, and I would go down with my friend Becca, and I would get a Crystal Pepsi, and we would like take over the jukebox. And we were so annoyed because let me tell you, the number of times that we played Wilson Phillips, it was very Bridesmaids, it was very Hold On. There was another Wilson Phillips song that we played more than Hold On, though I can't remember which one. And then also, is it Heart that did All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You? That was like, that song lived in my soul for a long time. And now that I look back and I think about the words, I'm just like, what? What? What were you doing as like a 16-year-old? Oh, I love it. Um, yeah, but if you get Diet Cokes in other countries, it's great called Coca-Cola Light. Yeah, that's when I went to the Philippines. They had a Coke Light, and that was really, really good. I was a big fan of that. I did not try the Baja Blast Pie, but it looked really interesting. Pepsi Light. Yeah, that's Pepsi in other countries will sometimes call it that. And I think some of it, I think it is a different drink, and sometimes they just taste different in different countries. But I think with other countries, there's also language around diet. Like when you call something diet something, a lot of that is very regulated in other countries. And so I think that's where that kind of originated from, is that other countries were like, you will not be calling that Diet Pepsi. You will call it Pepsi Light. Thank you very much. Release Me. It might have been Release Me. Now I got to look up. Oh, okay. I don't, what do I even type in? Google is like, what is wrong with you? Hit songs by Wilson Phillips. Hold on. Impulsive. It might be Release Me. That's, I don't know why I can't why that doesn't stick in my head, but I think it was it because looking at those other titles, I did like. Then they had that song "You Won't See Me Cry." Hey KK, how's it going? They had that song "You Won't See Me Cry," and I used to play that in my car. And I was very dramatic. I was very angsty and dramatic as a teenager. I'm sure nobody can believe that based on the creature that I've become, but was a very dramatic and loved me some "You Won't See Me Cry" by Wilson Phillips. Oh, that was a good one. In a blue can with a twist of lemon. I don't know about the lemon one. I did really like, and I think they brought it back. The like Diet Coke with a twist of lime. It makes the Diet Coke drinkable because I love lime. I'm a big fan of lime. But it's not. You still have to drink it in Diet Coke, which makes it a little sad. Let's see. Kisa delicious. That must be fragrance. And it's my favorite. Smells like product candy. Love that. Yeah, so we were just talking about the Vani Cosmetics, and we kind of got done, but basically I had ordered some glitters, and I thought they were going to come based on like the listing. I thought they were going to come on in like little envelopes, and they were going to be just individual pans, and it would either come with a palette or I'd have to put them in my own. And then they all came in these little plastic hateful compacts, which I hate. So I have 20 shades of glitter in this, like these awful compacts. And then four of the shades from the bundle were missing, and four different shades were put in. And then two of the shades that are listed in the bundle look entirely different than the promo photos. So we had a little bit of a rant sesh at the beginning to kind of talk about what was going on. But yeah, so that was going on. Thank you. My little tie-dye shirt. This is when you are male presenting and you want to buy plus size clothes. The options are limited. And so this is from a brand called King Size. And they do a bunch of these fun like tie-dyed shirts. And so this is my little American flag tie-dye shirt, because then down at the bottom it's all just the red and the white. And now it's got kind of like a little stain here. So I think it's going to become a project shirt, like when I have to do painting, or if I'm going to paint a face, I can use this or whatever. But yeah, so that was the Vani Cosmetics, was just the well, they're glued in. So that's the thing, is like, I think I'm going to keep them in these. but because they're glued in, I had a little depotting tool and I was trying to see like, is it lightly glued? And I never have luck with that thing where you like try to heat it up and get the glue to loosen and take them out. And so I was like, I don't, and then they're always messy and you put them into magnetic pallets and then half the time they don't stick and you have to put like a metal piece on the bottom. And so I'm not going to deposit. And then you would just, and then I would have all this extra plastic that would just get thrown away. So I'm going to keep them in their little compacts, but I'm mad about it. I'm very mad about it. And I did write to them. I was very nice in the email. I generally, unless the situation is very dire, I've worked enough customer service in my life that you at least for sure are guaranteed one nice message from me. And then it just depends on how you treat me in the interactions afterwards for how much of a like Karen I will morph into. But um, so I did write to them and I was just like, hey, here's the situation. And just asked them if it would be possible to get the other shades shipped because I mean, honestly, like I was saying earlier, there was the ones that are missing. There are 4 shades that are missing, and one is like a dark brown, which for glitter, I don't mind that one being switched out for another one because like dark I had said earlier that like a brownie, bronzy, like metallic eyeshadow or like a shimmer shadow or something like that, I do love that. Or if it's got a little bit of like holographic mixed in with it, but just like a dark brown glitter, it's not something I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. I did swatch a few of them. I didn't swatch all of them. I think we swatched like 4 or 5 of them, just to kind of show. And we'll just pull one now since you're here. But there are like 3 or 4. This is the shade Sunset, which is kind of a pinky, and it's got some. Okay, I'm so terrible at this, and this camera fights me. But there's that. So I'll go ahead, and you can tell I've swatched because I have glitter residue left on the back of my hand. So let's, ooh, that's a pretty one. And so there is. And so I do like that they have this like really nice, they do have a nice base pigment to them because that's the trouble I have with a lot of like when ColourPop does those pressed glitters. It's always just loose glitter bukkake and it gets everywhere. And I'm just not really a fan. And this at least has that nice base pigment so that if you put it on, the glitter has something to like, it looks like a whole like application. And so you don't have to worry about putting it over something so that you don't have bare patches and stuff like that. So I'm gonna play with these more. And like I said, I think I'm gonna do a look with I had placed an order and I got some items from Janet from Mandy Cosmetics, which this is just sitting here looking at me. Can we once again? This is one of the things that I ordered from Mandy Cosmetics, and I probably am never going to use this. And this is the like the little cat paw brush. Look at this. It's got a little cat paw down here with the little toe beans. And then look at the brush itself. Oh my god, that's so cute. This was only 10 bucks and I was like for 10 bucks, I don't ever have to use that. It'll just bring me joy if I can just like play with it. And it got a little bit of makeup on it the last time I was working on some stuff, but I just thought it's so cute. How cute is that? Because the palette that I ordered from them is called Wado Potato, and it's named after their cat, which I love. And so I was like, "Oh, of course I'm gonna get that." And then Janet sent me 3 little powder products, so highlighters and like cheek blush. I think one of them might be like a blush topper or kind of like a highlight blush. It's a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more in that peachy shade. And then 3 lip products. I got 2 liquid lipsticks and a bullet lipstick. That word just flew right out of my brain. So I think I'm gonna try something where I play with the Mandy Cosmetics, with the Vani Cosmetics, and just kind of and play with a couple of these. But we'll see what their response is. I mean, I'm disappointed. I know that accidents happen. I know that it is a discontinued bundle, so maybe they just forgot to put on the page like, "Hey, you should expect that maybe some colors will be switched out. We may run out of some before others," but it did not say that, and so I was expecting to get the ones that were on the page. If I had known that again, I might have just gone for one of their palettes because this didn't this this discontinued bundle actually cost more than just one of their 20 pan palettes because they had pre-made palettes And then these little single ones, I thought they were going to come in little singles and I could put them in a palette. These were on discount for like $100, but you could have gotten one of their like palettes for 66. But I didn't like the colors in those pre-made palettes as much as I liked these if I had gotten the colors that I ordered. So all right, no problem, Joe. We appreciate you. And actually, I think I'm about done. I've whinged and whinged and whinged for long enough. Also wanted to let you know that Dion and Grace and I have a collab that is coming out this Wednesday. Don't forget to check it out. It's coming out at 12:30 Central Time, 1:30 Eastern Time in the afternoon on Wednesday. And it is us playing with who else? Hung Van Gogh Beauty. So we're going to be playing with, this is one of the blushes that I used. It's sitting here from when I filmed. But yeah, so we're going to be doing Hung Van Gogh Beauty looks. And you can come and see the Hung Van Gogh products on pasty white skin, on medium tan skin for Dion, and for deeper skin for Grace. So you can see the Hung Van Gogh. We're not using the same products, but we're using the same line, and you can see different makeup styles on different skin tones using Hung Van Gogh Beauty. So I'm very excited about that. I always love collabing with Gianna Grace. They're always so much fun. And it's just a lot of fun to always play around in makeup with them. And the look that I came up with is a little bit kooky, but in the end, I ended up liking it. Some choices were made with this little eye pencil. This is the shade Personal Preference. Is that the name of this one? Yeah, Personal Preference. I definitely made a choice with this eyeliner that in the end I ended up liking, but wasn't sure about it. And yeah, so that's going to be coming out on Wednesday. And yeah, so that's what's going on my in my world and just work. Work is always crazy. So I'm just like, we're just keep swimming. I'm like Dory the fish. I'm like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. So I hope everybody is having a good night, and don't forget to check out our collab that comes out on Wednesday. And let's see if I remember my outro, because I never do. Once this converts to a video replay crew, we do love you. Make sure you go down and leave us a comment down below to let you know what you think of this whole Vani Cosmetics situation. Am I missing colors? Am I going to get my greens? Am I going to get my green glitters? And while you're down there, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated the live. Or if you think that I am just a mess, I complain too much, you'll take the glitter you're given and you'll like it, then go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that Oh, I just bit my tongue. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try to upload at least one video a week, and I've been trying to do more of these little impromptu lives. We did 2 scheduled lives in October, but I'm trying to pop on here and there when I have a chance, and I do try to sprinkle it among glam, geek, and gore as much as possible. And sometimes you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, Vani Cosmetics tastic. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website. Just pretend it's here. The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. And until I see you again, bye. Now the awkward turn off as we hit all the buttons. Okay, bye.